All right, my next guest at this time is Amanda Rodriguez. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I have to be very honest. Um, I've been trying to get you on the show for quite some time now, and
Well, surprise. I'm
yes,
here.
so I'm glad I got you on here. I've been a fan of your work, very talented and well respected. Obviously, you're outspoken, not afraid to speak your mind. I respect that too. Um, and with all that being said, how did you get started in wrestling?
Great question. Um, to begin the story, when I was of middle school age, I noticed that my little brothers have taken a liking to watching, Raw and SmackDown, and I thought it was so dumb. I thought it was so dumb. And then watching with them, I became very, very interested in it to the point where I was obsessed. I loved the storylines. I had favorite wrestlers, and I begged my parents to take me to WWE shows. Once I hit high school, I had kind of forgotten about it. I got involved in dating and was involved in dance and all that. And by the time I had reached about 20 years old, I noticed that there was a local wrestling show. It was Premier Wrestling Experience in Charlotte, North Carolina, which I'm sure a lot of the listeners have probably heard of. And at the time, PWX was just a little rec center show, no more than like 25 in the audience. And I went to a show and got to know the people at High Spots, who most of them were the ones that put on the show. And from then on, started dating Caleb Conley, who many listeners know is from Impact. At that time, we had dated for a few months, and I told him, hey, like, I have a background in dance. Can you train me? And he didn't want to. He didn't want to train me at first. He thought it was a really bad idea, or that I wouldn't pick it up, or I was just a little dance girl that wasn't tough enough. But within maybe 4 or 5 months of even going to that first show, I was taking my first bumps. And really, from then on, it's history.
Mm, nothing is more satisfying than when you get to prove people wrong. Um, that was quite interesting. Um, and I get it. You know, people will be hesitant at first, but once they see, you actually, put the work in and dedicated to it, and willing to learn, the rest is history. So, you stuck with it, and you definitely have made a name for yourself. Obviously, um, you mentioned some wrestlers here and there. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers? That inspired you to get to where you are.
Um, my number one is Shawn Michaels. I really was involved in his character development, and I was really entranced by his performances and promos. But if I really had to put a label on that, it would have to be the North Carolina guys. Who is that? Hurricane, Jeff and Matt Hardy, Shannon Moore. When I was watching WWE, those are the ones that I noticed that were on TV that were from North Carolina. Now, I was born and raised in the capital, Raleigh. And being a North Carolina girl, like, I did not think that I could ever learn something like this or do something cool like that. But when I saw that these people were from North Carolina, that's when I knew that there was a doorway for me there.
That's awesome. North Carolina, that state in general, has definitely built a lot of great talent for throughout the years, and you definitely bring up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and I had
definitely.
no idea. I had no idea that North Carolina was such a big outlet for wrestling growing up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love the Hardys. I mean, who didn't love the Hardys? You know, back in their heyday, and with the high flying maneuvers, and Lita was there. You know, it was just the crowd ate it up. You know, it was just, and just to see them with the TLC matches with Douglas, Edge, and Christian, that was the icing on the cake. You know, so but North Carolina, they definitely put on, and you know, I was familiar with the Hardys. I was familiar with, and the Hurricane. I love the Hurricane too. He was quite entertaining with the Hurricane character. I love that was definitely one of my favorites. You know, back in the early years of SmackDown, I definitely enjoyed that. Um, so for you, Amanda, you know, into 2020, what do you have in store that your fans should keep an eye on? You know, like upcoming matches. What do you have in store for this year?
You know what? I don't have any bookings coming up. I am actually taking a small break this year. I have decided to take some time off to focus on my education and get a degree. When I started wrestling at 20 years old, I was in college, and I couldn't really focus on wrestling and pursue a degree at the same time. I really wanted to go hard, and I wanted to do a lot of shows, and I wanted to make my name out there. So I dropped out of college, and in a sense, it was a good and a bad idea. It was a good idea because I got to do a lot of cool things in wrestling, and now that I feel like I've been doing it pretty long and have made my connections and have networked, and at this point, I am respected and very well loved in the locker room all over the country. I have decided to take some time off to get a degree.
Definitely respect to that. You know, education, very important, obviously. You know, plan A is good, but you always can get a plan B as well. So I definitely respect you and anyone that's pursuing the degree of their choosing. And you know, fans, hopefully they'll understand that. And you know, once you know, ready to get back, you know, people will be welcoming you back with open arms.
I sure hope so.
So
Once I'm ready to go back full time, it is on. I cannot wait until I can dedicate my whole life to it once again.
true, absolutely true. So I will ask you this from a fan standpoint, since you just watching as of right now. Like, who's some of your favorite wrestlers currently, like, active right now, and who do you think are some wrestlers, you know, male, female, that you think we should keep an eye on in 2020?
I only have one answer for that, and that's going to be Mercedes Martinez. She is a very long-standing post of Shine Wrestling, Shimmer Wrestling. Me and her were both part of Las Sicarias with Ivelisse and La Rosa Negra in Shine. And she is such a great mentor and such a staple of women's wrestling. I think it's been announced that she just signed with NXT, and I cannot wait to see what she does. It's going to be so exciting. That's something that nobody should ever miss.
So before I let you go, Amanda, obviously, you know, you're focusing on your you know, college and everything, but you know, and so many people are eager for you to come back, you know, once everything is taken care of. So you got any social media feeds that your fans can check out?
Absolutely. So my Facebook page is facebook.com/AmandaXCR. Instagram and Twitter is AmandaXCR. And my website is AmandaXCR.com.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time, and continue to succeed in college. And I look forward to seeing you back in the ring once everything is once you get that degree and once you're good to go, getting back in there. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good night and enjoy the rest of your
You
weekend.
too.
All right, bye-bye. That was Amanda Rodriguez right here on the show. Appreciate her. Um, couple of other news I want to get into. Um, I I seen when I guess NXT takeover NXT UK takeover Blackpool too. Tyler